Himalayam yasta dandaprastham
Manasvinam iva sat samprahara
Manasivinam eva sat samprahara
Patim prayantam sabalasya putri
Im prayatam sabalasya putri
Pativrata chanu jagama sadvi
Pativrata kajaguma satvi
Himalayam nyastadanda praharsham
Himalayam yasta dandaprastham
Manasvinam iva sat samprahara
Manasivinam eva sat samprahara
Narottam Prabhu, read.
Patim pravtam sabalasya putri
Patim prayantam subalasya putri
Pativrata kanjaguma sadvi
Pativrata chanu jagama sadvi
Himalayam yasta danda prashnam
Himalayam nyashtabandanda praharsham
Manasi vinam iva sat sambhara
Manasvinam iva sat samprahara. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Savai Charanarinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Synonyms. Patim, her husband.
Patim, husband.
Prayantam, while leaving home.
Priyatam, while leaving home.
Subalasya, of King Subala.
Palasya,
Putri, the worthy daughter.
Putri, the worthy daughter.
Pativrata, devoted to her husband.
Pativrata, devoted to her husband.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Anujagama, followed.
Anugrama, followed.
Sadhvi, the chaste.
Satvi, the chaste.
Himalayam, towards the Himalaya mountain.
Himalayam, towards the Himalaya mountain.
Nyashtadanda, one who has accepted the rod of the renounced order.
Yastadanda, one who has accepted the rod of the renounced order.
Praharsham, object of delight.
Pragastam, object of the glide.
Manasninam, of the great fighters.
Manas Vinam, of the great fighters.
Iva, like.
You were like
Sat, legitimate.
Sat, legitimate.
Samprahara, good lashing.
Samprahara, good lashing.
Translation, please repeat after me. The gentle and chaste Gandhari,
The gentle and chaste Gandhari,
who was the daughter of King Subala,
who was the king of King Subala
of Khandar or Gandhara,
of Gandhara or Gandhara,
followed her husband,
followed her husband,
seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountains,
seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountains,
which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order,
which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order,
like fighters who have accepted the good lashing from the enemy.
like fighters who have accepted the good lashing from the enemy.
Purport.
Saubarini or Gandhari, daughter of the kings Sabala and wife of King Dhritarashtra, was ideal as a wife devoted to her husband. The Vedic civilization especially prepares just and devoted wives, of whom Gandhari is one amongst many mentioned in history. Lakshmiji Sita Devi was also a daughter of the great king, but she followed her husband, Lord Ramachandra, into the forest. Similarly, as a woman, Gandhari could have remained at home or at her father's house, but as a chaste and a gentle lady, she followed her husband without consideration. Instruction for the renounced order of life were imparted to Dhritarashtra by Vidura, and Gandhari was by the side of her husband, but he did not ask her to follow. Ask her to follow him because he was at the time fully determined, like Vidura, and like a warrior who faces all kinds of dangers in the battlefield. He was no longer attracted to so-called wife relatives, and he decided to start alone. But as a chaste lady, Gandhari decided to follow her husband till the last moment. Maharaja Dhritarashtra accepted the order of Vanaprastha, and at this stage, the wife is allowed to remain as a voluntary servitor, but in the sannyasa stage, no wife can stay with her former husband. A sannyasi is considered to be a dead man civilly, and therefore wife becomes a civil widow without connection with her former husband. Maharaja Dhritarashtra did not deny his father faithful wife, and she followed her husband at her own risk. The sannyasa accept the rod as the sign of the renounced order of life. There are two types of sannyasis: those who follow the Mayavadi philosophy, headed by Sripada Sankaracharya, accept only one rod, Ekadanda, but those who follows the Vaishnava philosophy, rods, Sridanda. The Mayavadi sannyasis are Ekadanis, whereas the Vaishnava sannyasis are known as Tridanda Swamis, or more distinctly Tridandi Goswamis, in order to be distinguished from the Mayavadi philosophers. The Yagadasi Swamis are mostly fond of the Himalayas, but the Vaishnava Sannyasis are fond of Vrindavana and Puri. The Vaishnava Sannyasis are Narottamas, whereas the up scroll up. Whereas the Mayavadi Sannyasis are Dhiras. Maharaja Dhritarashtra was advised to follow the Dhiras because at the stage it was difficult for him to become an Narottama.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapatagra Swami Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Dhamadhaya Nagar Grama Tarine Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadhe Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudana Mukam Karo Divachalam Pagmulla Gaitegiri Matkripa Mahamande Sri Gurum Dinatharinam Paramananda Madham Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. So here in this verse, very beautifully in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is telling that Gandhari has been a chaste wife. Chaste wife is one who has devoted to her husband. Generally, people are getting rebirth because of their desire, their lauded over material nature, for want of their sense gratification. So, a devoted lady, a chaste wife, when she is dedicated to serve her husband throughout her life, what happens at the end of the life, when she gives up her body, in the next life, she is guaranteed a man's body in birth. That is the reason why the ladies are maintaining chastity, dedicated to one man, that husband, so that they will get a man's body. This is the purpose of the chastity. However, Sita Mata and Lakshmi Mata, they are very supremely intelligent, that they are chaste to the eternal husband Narayana or Ramachandra. So, which means that neither there is any rebirth nor there is any loss of husband for them. Okay, so they don't need to get birth as a man again. So that's the difference between the material chastity and spiritual eternal chastity. Everybody is actually Prakriti. Purusha and Prakriti, these are the two things. Purusha means Krishna and all the Vishnu Tattvas or Purusha incarnations. Prakriti means all the Jiva, whether so-called in the male body or female body. The male bodies are not Purusha actually. The male bodies also Prakriti, female body also Prakriti. In this life, one is thinking of his wife throughout his life, and then he will get birth as a lady. In this life, one lady is thinking of her husband throughout her life and become chaste to him. She will get a man's body. That's all. The man's body in the next birth, because he's thinking of a woman, he will get a woman body, and the woman who is thinking of man will get a man body. That's all. This is going on. This is going on. Who are all men today, in the next life, they are all women or lower animals, depending upon the sinful activities. Similarly, who are all women today, they are going to be the men in the next birth. So this entanglement is whether in the name of chastity or in the name of varnashrama dharma or in the name of sinful activities, anything material activity will not release you from the birth, death, old age, disease. Whether it is in the name of good and shastric injunctions or it is, that is why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parite, even you give up all kind of religious activities that you perform, which will only let you take another material birth, whether as a demigod or as a demon or a lower species of life or a man or a woman. That's all. There is nothing else is kept here. And you continue to work to again entangle yourself. That is very foolishness. An intelligent person will have two options. One option is like the Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra cannot become a Uttama person, Narottama. He cannot become, because he is not qualified, or he is envious of Krishna and his devotees. So those who are envious of Krishna and devotees, there is no possibility for them to understand the Supreme Personality, nor can they understand the devotional service. And because they don't understand devotional service, they cannot perform devotional service. And because they cannot perform devotional service, they cannot become a devotee. And all these things is only reason that they are envious of Krishna and his devotees. So for them, what is the way? The only way is salvation. Merge into impersonal Brahman. So they will get birth again, because they don't know anything about any knowledge about spiritual activity. All that they know is only materialistic activity. So they have to get birth again in this material world, even after transcending the three modes of material nature totally and merging themselves into the impersonal Brahman. So this is the second lowest position. A devotee is ready to live in the hell, but he will never want to merge into the impersonal Brahman. Kaivalyam narakayate, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says. It is like a hellish life to be into impersonal Brahman. I would better live in hell. I want to get birth in the devotee's family. I want to serve Krishna, chant his holy name, eat prasada, which is not available even in the Vaikuntha Vasis. That is available on this earth planet because of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the glance of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Everybody has got this fortunate position to worship Nitai Gauranga in their house and eat prasadam. This is never ever revealed in any of the previous paramparas or any other incarnation. Nobody had the chance. Nobody had the chance. But here we have the opportunities, because in other incarnations you are not qualified to even offer. But in this incarnation, it's a merciful incarnation. They accept your offering when you are connected to the bona fide disciplic succession. This is very simple and easy. So if one wants to be chaste, man or woman doesn't matter, everyone should be chaste to his guru, because guru is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nityananda Prabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we must actually surrender unto Guru and be chaste to Guru. Doesn't matter I have male body or female body. That is called transcendental chastity, just like Lakshmi Ji and Sita Devi. So like that, our chastity should be also used in the service of Krishna, chaste for Krishna. That is wanted, not contamination, not karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, ashtanga yoga nishta bhakti. This kind of devotional service are not chaste, they are unchaste. Anya abhilasita sunyam, jnana karmadi anavritam. So anya abhilasita sunyam, abhilasha, there is no any other desire. Anya desires are not there. What kind of desires are not there? Jnana, karma, adi. So this mental speculation or karma, the fruitive result There is no such desire, etc., etc. So those no anukulyena Krishna except what is favorable to become Krishna consciousness and to be in Krishna consciousness. That is asatsanga tyaga ye Vaishnavachara. And then that is Uttama Bhakti. So that defines actually chaste devotion. So one should be devoted to Krishna. If a lady is devoted to her husband, then the husband should be completely devoted to Krishna. In that case, the lady can also be saved. It is not that the lady cannot be devoted to Krishna. At least in our parampara, in this Kali Yuga, the chance is given because Kalo Shudra Sambhava. Ladies and Shudras are considered lower birth, but Kalo Shudra Sambhava. That means in Kali Yuga, men or women, everybody is lower than Shudra or Shudra. So this is called low born. Low born is one of the quality to whom Lord Nityananda Prabhu cast his glances to deliver them and give them ecstasy, give them Krishna Prem, Gaura Prem. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has requested Sri Nityananda Prabhu, please you go and especially deliver the fallen, the foolish, the lowborn and the distressed. So these are all the four category people. And in Kali Yuga, there are full of such kind of people. We are all fitting into all these four category. We are fallen and we are foolish and we are distressed by three modes of material nature. And we are also low born, Kalo Shudra Sambhava. So Nityananda Prabhu's plans is meant to deliver such foolish, fallen or foolish, wretched, fallen and distressed personalities. And we are very fortunate to have such a representative of Nityananda Prabhu as Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So what we need to do, everyone has to accept that Guru as their chaste lordship and be chaste to their Guru in ISKCON. Then what happens? There 100% guarantee to get the Krishna Prem and, ecstatic loving devotion service will be awakened into them. They can experience all the Ashtabhava, what is it called? Ashtasattvika Bhava, as well as they can also experience the eternally existing symptom of ecstasy in their body, though they are present in this particular material body. This is the power of the ISKCON Guru or Nityananda Prabhu and his representative. So this is very beautiful and we should all follow that. We don't want to become a Dhritarashtra. We are already lower than Dhritarashtra, but we don't want to get the result as what Dhritarashtra got, who just got the salvation. He cannot understand the devotion service. But by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya and all the Acharya Parampara in his ISKCON Guru Vrand, we are fortunate enough to understand what is devotion service. It is a loving service to Krishna. Because Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, and I am Mamaivam So Jiva Loki. I am part and parcel of Krishna. So Jivera Swarupohaya Nitya Krishna Dasa. So my eternal constitutional position is to chant the holy name of the Lord and serve Krishna. So this is understood by all of us because of the mercy of this particular Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Parampara therein. So we don't need to, even Srila Prabhupada says elsewhere that you don't need to become a sannyasi if you are a grahastha, subject to the condition that your wife is very cooperative and she is also a devotee. And both simultaneously can progress in Krishna consciousness, both simultaneously can preach Krishna consciousness to others, both simultaneously can coexist as a good family in the society, as a role model to all other non-devotees, so that the others are attracted to your behavior, your speech, your activities, and then they also follow you by becoming Krishna conscious. So this is Graheta ko, Vanita ko, Sadahari, Boleta ko. Doesn't matter you are a renounced or you are a retired or you are a Grahastha ashrama or you are a Brahmacharya sannyasi or Vanaprastha or you are a Brahmana Kshatriya Shudra or lower than that, or any Vaishya or anything. You Graheta Sadahari Bolete ko. Always take up to this devotion service started from chanting the holy name of the Lord till Atma Nivedanam, the 9 process of devotional service one should practice irrespective of what is his ashrama and what is his varna or dharma or adharma. He is an sanatana. So eternal dharma is to only dharmam to sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The real dharma of the living entity is to simply surrender unto Krishna. So we must understand this gist of this. In our parampara, it's very easy to take up this Krishna consciousness movement. This Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give a chance to all the fallen, wretched, foolish, distressed people, a chance to feel the ecstatic love for Krishna and engage in pure, unalloyed, loving devotional service, thus getting connected to this Acharya parampara and reclaim themselves to be Krishnas. So that is the purpose of our existence in the human form of life. Now let's go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, verse 31. Ajata Shatru Kritamaitro Hutamir.
Atata Satru
Ajatashatru Kritamaitro Atagni
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi Rukmai.
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi Rakmi
Griham Pravishto Guru Vandanaya.
Pravishto Guru Vandanaya
Nacha Pashyat Pitarau Saubalim Cha.
Chapasyat Pitaro
Pitaro Saubalincha
Ajata Satru Kritamaitro Hutagnir.
Ajatashatru Kritamaitro Agni
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi Rukmai.
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi Rukmai
Griham Pravishto Guru Vandanaya.
Graham Pravishto Guru
Guru Vandanaya
Nacha Pashyat Pitarau Saubalim Cha.
Na Chapasyat
Chapasyat Pitaro Saubalincha
Ajata Shatru Kritamaitro Hutagnir.
Ajatasatru Kritumaitro Hutagni
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi Rukmai.
Vipranatva Tilago Bhumi
Rukmai
Griham Pravishto Guru Vandanaya.
Gam Pravishto
Pravisto Guru Vandanaya
Nacha Pashyat Pitarau Saubalim Cha.
Nacha Chapsat Taru
Chapasyat
Sabarim Sa
Pitaro Saubalincha
Synonyms. Ajata, never born.
Ajata, never born.
Shatru, enemy.
Shatru, enemy.
Krita, having performed.
Krita, having performed.
Maitra, worshipping the demigods.
Maitra, worshipping the demigods.
Huta Agni, and offering fuel in the fire.
Huta Agni, and offering fuel in the fire.
Vipran, the Brahmanas.
Vipran, the Brahmanas.
Natva, offering obeisances.
Natva, offering obeisances.
Tilago Bhumi Rukmai, along with grains, cows, land, and gold.
Tilago Bhumi Rukmai, along with grains, cows, land, and gold.
Griham, within the palace.
Graham, within the palace.
Pravishta, having entered into.
Pravishta, having entered into.
Guru Vandanaya, for offering respect to the elderly members.
Guru Vandanaya, for offering respect to the elderly members.
Na, did not.
Na, did not.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Apashyat, see.
Apashyat, see.
Pitarau, his uncles.
Pitarao, his uncles.
Saubalim, Gandhari.
Saubalim, Gandhari.
Cha, also.
also.
Translation, please repeat after me. Maharaja Yudhishthira,
Maharaja Yudhishthira,
whose enemy was never born,
whose enemy was never born,
performed his daily morning duties by praying,
performed his daily morning duties by praying,
offering fire sacrifice to the sun god,
offering fire sacrifice to the sun god,
and offering obeisances,
and offering obeisances,
grains,
grains,
cows,
cows,
land, and gold to the Brahmanas.
land, and gold to the Brahmanas.
He then entered the palace to pay respects to the elderly.
He then entered the palace to pay respects to the elderly.
However,
However,
he could not find his uncle or aunt, the daughter of King Subala.
however, he could not find his uncles or aunt, the daughter of King Subala.
Purport.
Should I go it, Prabhu?
Please did.
Okay. Maharaja Yudhishthira was the most pious king because he personally practiced daily the pious duties for the householders. The householders are required to rise early in the morning, and after bathing, they should offer respects to the deities at home by prayers. By offering fuel in the sacred fire, by giving the Brahmanas in charity land, cows, grains, gold, etc., and at last offering to the elderly members due respects and obeisances. One who is not prepared to practice injunctions prescribed in the Shastras cannot be a good man simply by book knowledge. Modern householders are practiced two different modes of life, namely to rise late and then take bed tea without any sort of cleanliness and without any purificatory practices as mentioned above. The household children are taken to practice what the parents practice, and therefore the whole generation glides towards hell. Nothing good can be expected from them unless they associate with sadhus. Like Dhritarashtra, the materialistic person may take lessons from a sadhu like Vidura and thus be cleansed of the effects of modern life. Maharaj Yudhishthir, however, could not find in the palace his two uncles, namely Dhritarashtra and Vidura, along with Gandhari, the daughter of King Subala. He was anxious to see them and therefore asked Sanjaya, the private secretary of Dhritarashtra.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you. So, this is a very beautiful verse to see that in the Varnashrama Dharma system in the society earlier 5,000 years ago, before Kali advented, how was the life? Whether he's a king or he's a pauper. The process is he should get up early in the morning, take bath, worship the deity, offer obeisances and respect to all the elderly personalities in the family. And if he is a Kshatriya or Vaishya, he should also donate cow, land, gold, whatever to his capacity to Brahmana. These kind of donations are not once in a fortnight or once in a year or once in a lifetime. This is a daily activity, part and parcel of the daily activities. Daily they earn and daily they donate and daily they spend. This is not everybody donates. There are person who receives and there are person who gives. Brahmanas generally, they don't work, they don't do any business. They give instructions to all other three varnas like Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras as to how to conduct their life, how to perform their duty. So since Brahmanas are teachers, they are not paid teachers or salaried persons of instructors and teachers. They are acharyas generally. And acharyas, they don't take salary. They give their advice and their training, they give to others only as a service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, the receiver, being a disciple, has the Guru Dakshina or something for his own benefit by giving to Brahmana land, gold, and cow. If everybody gives, a less number of Brahmanas would be there, and so much of wealth, the most wealthiest person would be the Brahmana. But it is not so. Brahmanas have always been found to be poor. How? It is not because others have not donated. Others have been donating every day. But the Brahmanas, they don't maintain property. As soon as they receive for the benefit of the giver, and then they only keep how much they need to survive on that particular day, because they are not depending on the donation. They are depending on Krishna. That is called pure devotional service, pure devotee. And they further donate to those who don't have it. They will donate to other poor Brahmanas, they will donate to other Shudras, or they will donate to wherever it is to be donated, or they will give it to the temple, and they will engage in the service of Krishna so that the donor will be benefited. So this is the beauty of the donation and the maintenance of the temples and everything, how it happens by the Brahmanas. However, Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita at the end, Sarva dharman parityachya mam ekam sharanam braja. Give up this varnashrama dharma and any other kaitava dharma. Kaitava dharma means the activity, religious activity performed for want of fruitive result. This is called kaitava dharma. So Krishna advises us through Arjuna that give up all these kinds of religious principles and religious activities in the name of religion, but performing for sense gratification. Surrender unto me only. So that is real dharma. That means so-called materialistic dharma we should give up. And we should take the Sanatana, eternal dharma. And what is the eternal dharma? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitham. The eternal dharma is to surrender and serve devotional service to Krishna. Because this is very specifically clearly mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam sloka that what we need to do as a living entity, yato bhaktir adokshate. Adokshaja means Krishna, who is beyond perceivance of the senses, material blunt senses, because we cannot perceive Krishna through our blunt senses. It is also mentioned elsewhere in Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami that na bhavet grashyam indriyaha. Na bhavet. This adokshaja is na bhavet grahyam indriya. Sevan mukehi jikhvado swayam yeva spuratyada. Na bhavet grahyam indriya means through your senses or the activities of the senses in the name of varnashrama dharma or any other kaitava dharma, you cannot perceive Krishna, you cannot touch Krishna, you cannot approach Krishna. What to speak of touching? But Sevan Mukehi Jihvado, when you start your service to Krishna by using your tongue, Jihva means tongue, Sevan Mukhe, through your face, in that Jihva, tongue, when you start serving through tongue, Swayam Yeva Spuratyada, Krishna will reveal himself to you. You don't need to search and obtain him. He will reveal himself to you. So what is the service you can perform with your tongue, which is accepted pure devotional service? Number one, chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Number two, reading this Srila Prabhupada books or giving Bhagavatam discourses, Bhagavad Gita discourses. Whatever you hear and learn, you go and speak to others. Don't concoct, don't speculate, don't add or delete. Just give as it is. You hear it and you repeat it. This is second. Third, eat prasadam. These are all the three things that you can use with the tongue. And these three activities will really let Krishna reveals himself to you when you are in this very same body, when you are in this very same birth. Because by following the examples of the previous acharyas and the current acharya like Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj, what will happen? They are living examples. We follow them. We chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds every day. We follow 4 regulative principles so that the Kali attack will not be there in our life. And then we eat prasadam, worship Nitai Gauranga in this way and read Srila Prabhupada books. In this way, when we perform practically this devotional service, none of this devotional service is hard or expensive. So it's all freely available and one can practice with, resolute determination for his own purpose, for our own safety, for our own protection, for our own achieving goal of human life. We must perform this. In this way, we take to Sadhu Sangha by attending this Bhagavatam classes and visiting Mayapur like places, hearing from Guru every day in Zoom or Facebook. These are all the way you receive your association and visiting nearby ISKCON temple at least once a week or so, if possible. So, and take prasadam from there, hear a lecture from there, look at the deities there, and take a photo of the deities and keep in the house and worship them. Like that, gradually, the process is gradual. And in this way, when we try to follow, this is called sadhu sangha bhajana kriya. Then you will receive a bona fide spiritual master. And as soon as you receive a bona fide spiritual master, you are saved. You are totally saved. So this is the purpose of human life. Otherwise, to maintain body, you may be educated, you may get educated, you may get a job, you may run a business, you do all sort of things. Okay, that we have to do because we have got this body and we are living in a society and we have to maintain ourselves. You get married, you get children, so many responsibilities as a grahastha, that's all right. But when you are dedicated internally your life into Krishna's service by chanting the holy name and following regulative principles, all the work which is so-called karma will be nullified. You will not get the bad reactions of those particular activity which you are forced to do in your practical life in this material world. Be a woman or man, doesn't matter. We are all Kirtaniya Sadahari. We are all part and parcel of Krishna, and we are supposed to chant the holy name of Krishna. Grihetako, Vanitako, Sadahari, Boletako. Whether you are in the house or you are in the forest, always chant Hari's name. So this is very, very important instruction. So this is how we have to conduct ourselves as a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi in our human form of life by following the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master. So here Dhritarashtra was not so qualified to become a devotee. So Vidura is a pure devotee already. So he gave a direction for the Dhritarashtra to at least attain salvation rather than getting a low-born species of life. So he has saved Dhritarashtra to such an extent possible. Vaishnavas or the Acharyas or the Guru will not tell you something that you cannot do. They understand what level you can perform in this life. But our Acharya Parampara from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so esteemed and so merciful that they empower us to perform even what we cannot otherwise. That we have never chanted the holy name before in our life for many years. But as soon as they empower us, we are able to chant the holy name. If you are able to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is a symptom that you have received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya, Guru, Krishna, everybody's mercy you have received. Because without this mercy, how much ever big person he may be, how much ever respected person, reputed position, or educated, or exalted, or beautiful, or rich, or whatever position may be, he cannot utter the name of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the difference you can see. So it's not depending on education or rich or poor. It's depending on mercy. We are all depending on the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Panchatattva and the Acharya Parampara. And the mercy is costless. They are voluntarily giving freely without considering who is qualified and who is not qualified. We have to simply receive, like the torrent of rain. Rain is pouring everywhere, but somewhere it is mountain, somewhere it is ocean, somewhere it is paddy field. So the field will absorb the rain and flourish, where in mountain and ocean, no use of such rain. So like that, the mercy of these Vaishnavas and the Parampara is for everybody, it's available. But some remain as mountain, some remain as salty ocean. How can they perceive this particular mercy? They don't want it, they reject it. But majority of the human being, they are in receptive mode of this mercy. So they take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna. So anyone who is chanting Hare Krishna has certainly received the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they should continue this process without fail because there is no difficulty. Thank you very much. So any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for your association. So let's assemble back tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock to continue the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if there is any change in the timing of Bhagavatam class, we will announce it in the group, because tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, the Safari team is moving from Mayapur to I think Dhanbad. So let's see what is the situation. We will try to conduct the class. We may be in the bus at the time.
Okay.
Randra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय,
जय
भगवत सत्संग की जय,
जय
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे,
हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
हरि हरि बोल। वैष्णव प्रणाम। मंच कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावने